We are now live.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it. Right, motherfuckers, we are here for a sudden impromptu live stream. And we're going to be talking about the grandest stage of them all.
Whoa, whoa, WrestleMania. Vince, don't sue me for singing.
Vince is gonna sue us. He wouldn't sue us. He would just eat us because he is a mad old man.
Well, you never know. I mean, he's losing his shirt on the network. So
Well, that's because he's trying to embrace the new pricing structure and everything, but he's still too much of the WWE is built around the old style of doing things, which require higher profit margins.
just saying.
If they restructured WWE from the ground up, they wouldn't even have to get rid of any talent, and they could make it work.
I know.
So, A to F, how would you rate this year's WrestleMania? And then we'll go into it fucking match by match.
Honestly, B minus.
I was gonna say C. There were some things I liked. There were some things I didn't. I thought they balanced each other out pretty good. Although a few things made me say "what the fuck," and a few just got me pissed.
Well, there were a few things that happened here that we will go into that really gave the show a bump, in my opinion, that may or may not have had to do with wrestling.
All right. Well, let's start with the pre-show.
Okay.
Kalisto versus Ryback.
I mean, Ryback works so stiff, it's really hard to get behind any of them, to be honest.
You just have to feel bad for anybody he's really fighting.
The sad part is he has told Vince, he's gone on record as saying that I want to be the face of the company. I want to be the next John Cena.
That is hilarious. Although he's probably at about the same skill level wrestling that John Cena was when they made him the face of the company.
Yeah, but John Cena had charisma
And chiseled good looks.
and chiseled good. Although that inside joke about feed me more is kind of funny, but I don't think he's got what it takes to be the face of the company.
Yeah, but that's funny in a smart, funny way.
Yeah, I know.
And that match was a bit forgettable. It went on less than 9 minutes and it just wasn't that interesting.
Like I said, I really had no emotional involvement. I don't really care about Kalisto. I really don't care about Ryback. I don't really care about the United States Championship, and apparently neither does the company.
That's why they put it up first. All right, let's get into the second pre-show match. Total Divas versus Team Bad and Blonde for the 10 Diva Tag Team match.
Again,
Too many fucking divas, in my opinion.
I mean, it was a good tag match, and it's really shown how well some of these divas have come along. But I really wasn't that interested in this match.
There were too many people for me to get hyped about one or the other.
Pretty much.
So ultimately forgettable. But then after they did the 10 Diva Tag Team match, they made the announcement about the new women's belt.
Yes.
Which I am so happy about.
That was one of the things that elevated, in my opinion, is the fact that they got rid of the Bratz doll accessory. They gave them an actual belt.
So they're going to change the name to the women's division, as it should be?
Yes.
Good. God, the Divas thing pissed me off when I first heard about it, and it pisses me off now.
Well, you know how that came about, don't you?
No.
Back when they were doing the brand split, so early 2000s.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The women's championship was on Raw, and SmackDown had a bunch of female wrestlers, so they developed the Divas belt so that they would have something to fight for. And in fact, it was Vicky Guerrero who first announced the Divas division.
That woman needs to die.
And when they folded SmackDown, when they folded the rosters back together, they just kept the Divas belt because that was more over than the women's championship. Of course, the women's championship was literally just a big oval plate that said women's champion on it, on kind of a kind of a wide strap of leather. I mean, it was the most boring belt in the company.
And they went to a bedazzled bracelet.
Yeah, a Bratz doll accessory, like I said. Of course, some of the divas they had at that time, they looked kind of like Bratz dolls, only with, eyes that were deader inside and probably more plastic in their bodies, but we won't go there.
I'll go there. Big fake TTs.
So,
Okay, third pre-show match: the Usos versus the Dudley Boys.
I I like the Usos. I like the Dudley Boys. This one was an okay match, although I have a feeling the only reason the Dudley Boys are in the WWE at this point is to put over younger tag teams.
Yeah, that was exactly my thought as this match was happening. I'm going, they're the only reason. I started this match going, holy shit, they're gonna put the Dudley Boys through tables. And what happened? They put the Dudley Boys through tables.
Like I said,
I mean, the whole match was less than 5.5 minutes. These are the
it,
fucking Dudley Boys.
yeah, but that's the problem. These are the Dudley Boys. How old are these guys? If the
Um,
match had gone on any longer, one of them might have collapsed into dust.
well, Bubba Ray Dudley's 44 and Devon Dudley is 43, so they're not ancient.
Yeah, but they've been wrestling for how long?
Yeah, let's not get into that. So that was the pre-show. The most interesting match was the Usos versus the Dudley Boys, and in my opinion, it didn't go on long enough. And then we get into the main show, which started off with a 7-man ladder match. Okay, I'm gonna say each person's name. You give me their opinion, or you give me your opinion on them, and then do the same for me.
Okay.
Zack Ryder,
Potential.
Kevin Owens,
Excellent worker.
Dolph Ziggler,
Needs a break.
Sami Zayn,
Don't know him well enough from yet.
Sin Cara,
Botchmaster Jr.
Stardust,
Missed a mustache.
The Miz.
Ugh.
All right, now do me.
Okay. Zack Ryder.
Love him, think he doesn't get enough love. Great in-ring worker.
Kevin Owens.
Fantastic heel. This man brings an energy to the ring that you don't see very often.
Dolph Ziggler.
Incredible athleticism, needs to take a fucking break.
Sami Zayn.
Fantastic on NXT, over with the crowd. It's time to see if he has what it takes on Raw.
Sin Cara.
Botchmaster Supreme.
Stardust.
The dumbest fucking gimmick. Oh my fucking god. I hate Stardust so. Cody's mustache. Just go back to Cody's mustache.
And The Miz.
I would put him in front of a firing squad if I could.
I would run him over several hours with my car.
I hate The Miz. I mean, he's gotten a lot better wrestling than he used to be. Like he can hold up a mid-card position, but he's not even a good heel. And they've given him push after push. He's been in their shitty WWE movies. He's had the Miz TV segment, which for me is always a great time to change the channel.
It's usually when I get up to poop.
Let's see. He was supposed to be the inheritor of the fucking Nature Boy Ric Flair, and that didn't go anywhere. because The Miz he seems so fake. There's nothing genuine about him.
Yeah, that's the feeling I get. He's manufactured charisma.
Yeah.
We like. I get the feeling that we are supposed to like him.
And
That
that
we
makes me not like him.
exactly.
All right, so let's get into the match itself, the 7-man ladder match.
This was another one of those matches where I thought there were too many people in it.
See, I thought that at first because I saw all them guys coming down to the ring, and I'm going, this is going to be fucking stupid. But there were some impressive bumps in this match.
I'm not saying there weren't. I kind of felt that it should have been capped at 5. I thought 7 was just a little too many.
7 was a little bit excessive, but Sin Cara was one of them, and he's like half a person.
I had the feeling that I was going to know what it was. It was going to be a series of people rolling out so that they could lay on the match outside, or the mats outside, while the match went on in the ring. It didn't. There were too many people to make anyone look strong.
I don't know. I think Zack Ryder, the eventual winner of the match, came off great, especially that fucking leaping elbow off the ladder. That was beautiful. Mwah, picture perfect.
It was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying.
Sin Cara landing on Stardust, breaking that ladder.
I do love a good ladder breaking. I'm not gonna lie.
I saw Stardust, and I'm like, he looks like he just shit his latex pants. He's all crumpled up into a ball, and I'm like, ooh. And then Kevin Owens landed, and his leg was caught up in the ladder. And I'm going, I don't think the human knee is supposed to bend that way.
You never know. I mean,
yeah, I would say good things about this match. Zack Ryder deserves the IC championship. He's put in a lot of years with the company, and he has been royally dicked over by the company before. So I hope this is a start for another huge push for him, because the crowd did not mind that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens did not win. Like, Zack Ryder was everybody's number 2 choice for winning. Like, the people I was watching WrestleMania with were going, yeah, we want Sami Zayn to win, or Zack Ryder.
yeah, but there's just one problem with it.
What's that?
It's for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, but hopefully Zack Ryder winning the Intercontinental Championship and the push that the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens feud is giving it will help boost up the importance of that belt.
You know, as it stands right now, the IC title is the one that they give to somebody who they really don't give a shit about. Zack Ryder is officially the guy who's going to get beat up by the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship to make that guy look tough. That's his.
I don't know. I think they're doing that with the U.S. Championship now. I mean, come on, Kalisto versus Ryback.
I don't see Ryback getting a shot at the heavyweight championship though.
But I think this was also a great match to help build up the heat for the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens feud.
Oh yeah, that was that.
Those two going back and forth on top of the damn ladder was beautiful.
I hope that is the indication of some long-term storytelling, because honestly, a lot of these storylines felt slapped together at the last minute.
Well, the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens one is actually beautiful. Like, they used to be friends and they turned on each other when fucking. And basically, Sami Zayn went babyface and Kevin Owens went heel. And Kevin Owens has just been excellent as a heel so far. I mean, the guy looks unhinged when he's battling people. Like, he fucking shake you. Come on! You don't belong here! I belong here! Get the fuck out of my ring!
He reminds me of the old heels from back in the late 80s and early 90s when I was really watching wrestling, that you literally hated them.
Oh, yeah. Stan the Lariat Hansen, 2016 Hall of Fame inductee. That's who he reminds me of. Just this guy who comes in, fucks up everybody, and leaves, flipping people off as he goes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Also, I don't know. He may break Bruno Sammartino's neck because Stan Hansen did that.
Well, Bruno Sammartino could probably be knocked over by a stiff breeze at this point. Yeah, right. That was the
Hey,
toughest old man alive. He could probably beat me to death.
I was gonna say he's still really buff. I mean, he's not like he was when he was younger, where he was a slab of beef with hair. And I'm serious. Anybody who listens to this, watch old Bruno Sammartino matches. The man is not a human. The man is seriously a side of beef with some curly hair on top and googly eyes strapped to him.
Okay, next match.
Jericho versus Styles.
I was honestly surprised that they put Jericho over in this match.
Yeah, this was the start of my getting pissed off at WrestleMania. I had really no problem with any match until this one started. One, you could tell Jericho was winded halfway through this fucking match. I
Yeah.
mean, he is not as young as he used to be, and it shows. Especially when he was up on that up on the fucking when he was sitting on the turnbuckle.
Yeah. Well, this match also went for over 17 minutes, and he's not in the same condition because he doesn't wrestle all the time like AJ does.
I mean, AJ came off of several years in that company that shall not be named, and he comes into WWE fucking fighting fit, ready to go, and they put him, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll get you famous, Mister Somebody we've never heard of before. We'll put you up against Chris Jericho." And Jericho, oh my god, with his thinning hair sticking up on top, he looked like a grandpa who was losing his memory, who got loose.
He kind of reminded me of an early 90s a starting NWO era Hulk Hogan.
God, yeah, he did. Except they aren't doing enough to put him over as a heel. Although at this point, I think people really only like Chris Jericho because he has the greatest entrance theme. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of Chris Jericho, but every time I hear "break the walls down," I go fucking apeshit.
But yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed the match.
Some of the counters were improbable.
Well, I didn't have, for me to watch wrestling, I have to suspend disbelief. It's kind of like watching a sci-fi movie. Okay, there are aliens in here. Okay, these guys are superhuman.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, I felt AJ should have won the match. Chris is probably going to go away for a while. He's probably going to go back to his band and do whatever he does when he's not breaking the walls down. So I kind of felt that AJ should have got the push of the big win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that could have built him up to facing some of the bigger names on the card, like maybe a feud between him and John Cena over being the new face of the company.
You see, that's what I would have liked to have seen, but that's not what we got. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
So let's move on from that one to the 6-man tag team, the League of Nations versus the New Day.
this had quite possibly the best entrance of the night from the New Day.
Oh my god, I love the New Day. I can say this even unironically. They're fun. You don't see fun much in wrestling anymore.
So what you're saying is New Day rocks.
New
Day rocks.
New
Day rocks.
Fuck yes. I was 100% down with that. And then they come out wearing fucking Dragon Ball Z armor.
In case you guys don't know, Mo marks hard for Dragon Ball Z.
I do. I'm a big fan of the abridged series on YouTube, and I play I have my Douchecanoe plays Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. There's fucking I think 6.5 episodes of that on YouTube. So
Yeah.
But they come out of a giant Bootio cereal box with giant fake Bootio cereal, and I'm still pissed that that does not exist as a cereal, by the way.
You wouldn't care if it was just Cheerios in a Bootios box.
I would not. But no, box contains a t-shirt instead. And they come out of the box after it falls over on its side. And they're wearing Saiyan armor and they have a trombone. And it's just it was amazing. It was magic. And then out comes the League of Nations. Just a group of scowling men.
Also known as the personality sink.
Oh my god. I have the thing is, I have no problem with any member of the League of Nations when they're on their own.
Nope.
Sheamus, great in-ring performer. Not fantastic on the mic, but you can work with him.
Right.
Alberto Del Rio, he's fucking veteran. Great on the mic, great in the ring. I don't think he's been booked properly. I did kind of enjoy the feud between him and the Big Show a couple years ago when they tried to turn him face. Whatever happened to his little minion who followed him around, his own personal announcer?
I don't know. I've been wondering that myself. In fact,
I liked him.
I think somebody brought that up the other day, or I think the New Day brought that up. You used to have your own announcer, and now you're just one of them.
Rusev, he was a great monster heel when he came out, but what happened? They made him a clown because Vince McMahon thinks big people doing silly things is funny. And Bad News Barrett, King Barrett, Wade Barrett, the man who gets no love from WWE ever.
Wade Barrett, Barrett Barrage. Yeah.
I mean, he's been booked wrong. Ever since he was in the Nexus, he's been booked wrong.
Well, the start of the Nexus was good. Well, let's not get into that. Let's just stick with the match because this was a good 6-man tag match.
Oh yeah, all six of these guys, great in-ring performers. Kofi Kingston, I've been wanting them to give Kofi Kingston a push for years. The man is athletically impressive. Did you see those commercials in between for the exercise wear where he does a fucking 5-foot standing jump?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kofi Kingston is an impressive physical specimen. So is Biggie Langston. That dude is a beast.
Except I don't like his finishing maneuver.
I don't even remember what his finishing maneuver is offhand.
I don't remember what it's called, but basically he hoists somebody up onto his shoulder and then falls to the mat.
Oh, the over-the-shoulder cutter. The big ending.
Yeah. All that does is put all this dude's weight on your arm when you fall down.
Yeah.
That finishing move looks like it's going to hurt you more than it hurts them.
I do enjoy his booty to belly suplex.
Yeah.
And then there's, Kofi Kingston, who's just so much fun. And Xavier Woods, who is not the best man on the mic, but he plays off the other two very well.
Well, this is what I mean by personality sinks. And being part of the New Day, they act off each other. They build to something better. Whereas the League of Nations
don't even talk to each other.
Yeah, instead of being elevated by being with people, they seem to be lessened by being with it's almost as if being a part of the League of Nations turns them into paper cutouts of who they used to be.
Yes, that is summing up exactly how I feel about the League of Nations. But it was a good match. 10 minutes. I thought it could have gone on a little longer. Yeah, I know they had plans. But what happened, the important part was, even though the League of Nations won, which just, I think they're trying to push the League of Nations as the new Four Horsemen.
Unfortunately.
Because how many times has JBL compared them to the Four Horsemen?
Every time he opens his damn mouth about them.
Yeah. And so, but they're not. Because the Four Horsemen had charisma. And the Four Horsemen were mean.
Not only that, but you cannot have a guy like Ric Flair head your stable and not be the most amazing thing ever.
I mean, I have personally seen pictures of Sheamus giving toys to children. He's not somebody you put in a fucking heel stable. Alberto Del Rio, he is not a very good heel, but he can do heel. Rusev, I honestly don't see him as a face. Wade Barrett, I could see him going either way with the right booking, which they are never ever going to give him. But then, who the fuck comes out after the match? But goddamn Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick
No,
Foley. What?
no. It
What?
was, they were talking about how they could beat any three men, and out comes Mr. WrestleMania, the Heartbreak Kid,
He's just a
Shawn
sexy
Michaels.
boy.
And then, while he's standing there doing his thing, because, it's WrestleMania, and even though he's been retired for years,
He
he's
is
still
still Mr. WrestleMania.
he's still got to shake it. And out comes Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Who has lost a lot of weight.
Mankind Cactus Jack Dude Love Mick Foley.
The toughest man alive.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, the Rattlesnake. Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they go down to the ring and they proceed to beat the crap out of the League of Nations.
That was fucking beautiful.
And then Steve gets people from the crowd to throw him beer because it's Texas and they like their beer. And these three legends share a beer in the ring. And then it looked like Steve Austin was going to do his best to get drunk on Vince McMahon's dime.
Of course. But that whole thing was to put the New Day over. But the New Day are over. If anything, I loved that scene, but I think all it does is it makes the League of Nations look worse than they already are.
I don't think that was meant to put somebody over. I think that was meant to boost the show rather than somebody, because honestly, a lot of people were saying the only two matches that they cared about were the two semi-main events.
Which we will get to in a moment. Actually, the match after this, the next match, I was really interested in. And
Brock Lesnar, sorry, Brock Lesnar, and Dean Ambrose in the no holds barred street fight. Which I gotta say, it was so good to see a no holds barred street fight again.
I think he tossed one too many chairs into the ring. I think it was great, but if they were really playing up Dean Ambrose going, "You can beat the shit out of me, I will keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back," the match should have gone on longer than 13 minutes.
Yeah, but the way they've got Brock Lesnar booked right now as the unstoppable monster, the conqueror, 13 minutes in there with the most decorated combat veteran in sports history. 13 minutes is impressive, especially considering the size advantage he has over Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose getting better on the mic all the time, good in-ring performer. I like this new gimmick they're doing with him, and I think this was a good match, especially the fact that he managed to get up after 15 goddamn German suplexes.
This was one of the better matches on the card. I'm not even gonna lie.
I mean, I enjoyed it. And even when he did the F5, when he did that big finish, he F5 fucking Dean Ambrose onto that pile of metal folding chairs. I'm sitting there going, that's it. That is the one thing that could have stopped him in this match. Because I knew as soon as he was tossing those chairs in, this is going to backfire for him horribly. And then I think suplex number 13 happened, and Brock landed directly on a chair.
On the pile of chairs.
Yes, he lands directly on the chairs. I'm going, whoa, wait, what's about to happen?
I would have liked to have seen more uses of weapons. I would have liked to seen him use the crowbar. I would have liked to seen him actually connect with the bat a couple of times. Maybe
Him
not.
making out with the bat was fucking weird.
I'm not gonna lie, that was weird.
Making out with the barbed wire specifically.
Yeah, that was. I would have liked to have seen him actually. I would have liked to seen him actually hurt Brock a little more than what Brock was selling.
Oh yeah, brass knuckles maybe.
Some brass knuckles,
A chain wrapped around his fist.
something. Heck, even blowing salt in his eye like they used to would have been.
A sock filled with bars of soap.
Yes, something. Because in the lead up to this match, the biggest pop I got for Dean by himself, not having some of these old hardcore legends come out and gift him with weapons to use, was when he's standing in the ring calling out Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar starts monstering his way down, and he just unzips his jacket and pulls out a crowbar.
That was fucking beautiful.
And suddenly, Brock Lesnar doesn't want to get in the ring anymore.
Me not want to be hit in the head with crowbar.
Brock Lesnar does not want to get hit. Brock Lesnar not want to be hurt. Brock be sad.
Brock Lesnar go have sandwich.
But yeah, it was good to see this kind of match. It doesn't have to be a regular thing, but on big shows like WrestleMania and whatnot, it was just good to see what you could honestly believe was a two guys beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good match. And he did more damage to Brock Lesnar than I thought Vince was going to let him do.
True. I will give you that.
All right, let's move on to what I believe and what I think you may agree with me with was the best match of the night.
The women's championship match.
Women's champion triple threat match.
Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks.
Yes.
Yeah. This was by far, as far as pure wrestling goes, the best match of the night.
Those three, technically proficient, good at what they do, willing to put forth the effort to make a good match. These are not three women coasting by on their looks.
No, by no stretch of the imagination.
Although I knew as soon as they announced that women's belt that Charlotte was going to win.
I kind of felt that she was going to as well, but at the same time, it was just it was enjoyable to watch a women's match where half the time it wasn't a botch fest.
Yes. Oh my God. I'm still, it's the early 2000s.
And it was fun to watch a well wrestled technical match.
The counters were great. The submissions were great. The few big moves that were pulled off were great. It was just all around, even for a triple threat match, which personally are not things I go for normally. I believe it was a very good match, and all three of them should be proud of their performance.
Yeah, absolutely. This, like I said, they stole the show at WrestleMania.
They really did.
It was their show to lose. Unfortunately, Undertaker was also on the card.
Although Ric Flair's still willing to take bumps at his age.
Yeah.
Because he got nailed pretty good.
Yes, he did. I didn't quite like the fact that he interfered in the finish the way he did. I thought the match
was going to.
I thought the match could have at least gone to the 15-minute mark. But all in all, best match of the night.
Oh yeah. So then we have to go on to the match that lasted 30 goddamn minutes, most of it with two old men panting.
But it's Undertaker and Shane McMahon in Hell in a Cell.
I guess it was.
For
This match pissed me off.
for the future of Monday Night Raw.
This match, I think, exemplifies why Vince McMahon should be put in a home.
Why is that?
This was the perfect booking opportunity. One, it would have allowed the Undertaker to retire from doing WrestleManias. Two, Shane O'Mac taking over the company would have led at least the storyline, if not the actual company itself, in a bold new direction and probably gotten them back some of those sagging numbers. Three, Shane O'Mac fucking deserved to goddamn win with the shit that Vince has put him through for the last 40 goddamn years. Four, crazy fucking match, huge fucking bumps, and they do a goddamn stretcher ending.
That was the first stretcher ending in a while, I honestly believed.
I didn't because they botched the last move. Well, it wasn't really a botch, but when Shane O'Mac got pulled up for the Tombstone Piledriver, he wrapped his legs around the Undertaker's neck.
And
It broke immersion for me.
I honestly wasn't paying that much attention at that point. I was too wrapped up in the emotions of watching Shane dive off of the cage, trying to hit the Undertaker on the announce table. And I still say those other language announcers are bullshit. Those actual other language announcers are in trucks behind the stadium somewhere. Those tables are just there for people to take bumps through.
I would say that was easily the best bump of the evening, is Shane O'Mac jumping off the hell of the cell onto that table. But, well, one, something that's hilarious, if you look at that scene, and when he's laying on that table not moving, and you look at the Undertaker's face is, oh God, he's dead.
He honestly couldn't believe that the kid went through with it. I fully admit that.
Hey, he's 46. Calling him a kid at this point.
I know, but think about him compared to the Undertaker.
Mm. Did you see him cross himself before he jumped?
Yes.
He's like, dear sweet Jesus, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. Geronimo!
But yeah, I mean,
it was a beautiful bump. It went off great.
there were several good spots in the match, and unfortunately, all of them are eclipsed by him just leaping off that. Him leaping up to grab the Undertaker and DDT him into the steel steps. That was beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Taker.
That counter right there was, if he hadn't jumped off, that would have been the fucking moment of the match for me. Undertaker's coming over to grab me, just springs up quicker than a cat, fucking DDTs the Undertaker into those steps. That was beautiful. Completely eclipsed by him jumping off the cell.
Undertaker driving him through the side of the steel cage. That was amazing.
Oh yeah. And he hit his head on the corner of the table. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw his head bounce. Hitting Taker with the toolbox, and the toolbox busting open.
Oh, the first big bump Undertaker took in that match, you could see he thought he had a concussion. Because he shook his head and then he held his hand out in front of his face at different distances. And everybody I was watching missed it. I said, do you see that? Because the camera wasn't really keeping on him when he was doing that. And they're like, no, what? I said, he's moving his hand in front of his face like that to make sure he is not concussed.
Well, after the match with Brock Lesnar, where he actually did get a concussion early in the match, I can understand that.
I mean, this was a 30-minute match, and it was a good match. I don't like how it ended, and a lot of the time was just them catching their breath.
Well, a lot of time of any Hell in a Cell match is guys catching their breath. That's the part of Hell in a Cell.
I was half expecting him to pull a bottle of water out from under the ring instead of wire cutters, though. Because that would have just been perfect. He's fighting the Undertaker, and the Undertaker's laying it down the ring. He reaches under, he just pulls out a bottle of water, takes a drink, and gets back in the ring. That would have been amazing.
I would have giggled about that one myself. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. As much as I hate to move on because this was my favorite match of the night, I liked the Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks 3-way dance better as a technical match, but I mark hard for the Undertaker, so this was going to be my favorite match regardless.
Everyone marks hard for the Undertaker. Okay, there is not a wrestler in the Brock Lesnar marks hard for the Undertaker. It's the fucking Undertaker. Like, even he said at the defeat, he's like, I had a choice. I could either do something really stupid, or I could just end the match and let him leave.
So, but let's move on to the 20-man battle royal for the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy.
Oh my god!
I have to make a confession.
Yeah.
I knew this was the toilet break match, so I used it to go to the bathroom. Okay. I did not see the first. Actually, I didn't see the better part of this match.
A bunch of guys came out who nobody cared about. Tatanka was there for some reason.
Well, he's on a Legends contract right now, and I assume that he's there to sign autographs and do that kind of stuff, or they're going to be releasing a video package with him in it, so they wanted him on the Legends contract, and like, throw him in there. What the hell?
But fucking Diamond Dallas Page was there.
Oh, that's.
And he got a huge pop. People still love DDP.
Well, yeah, people are all about the DDP yoga.
Oh, come on, it's not about the DDP yoga. It's because him and Stone Cold Steve Austin, I would argue, were the two biggest stars of their respective franchises. I mean, say what you want about the NWO and Hollywood Hulk Hogan, but DDP was huge in WCW.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. He was one of their last champions. I mean, he just didn't get the best booking in WWE.
Yeah, he was still over, even counting that. But then Shaq came out.
Yeah, I heard about that. He wasn't in the ring by the time I got back from doing everything I needed to do.
Well, the way they did it, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but Shaq comes in, and the Big Show's there and Kane's there, and then Shaq comes in and he gets into the ring. Like, he ran down to the ring, and he leaps into the ring. Had a bit of trouble on the ropes, but he's inexperienced. And he steps up, and he is much bigger than the Big Show.
Well, yeah,
there was a clear size difference there, and he'd clearly been working out too, because Shaq had been getting kind of fat since he retired. This was not fat Shaq in the ring.
Shaq is what, 7'1", 7'2"?
I think he's actually 7'3". I will look that up though. Let me consult with the magical answer box real quick. No, he's 7'1".
And Big Show's like 6'11", 6'10". Yeah, I mean,
it was great because he's standing there and it's Shaq glaring at Big Show because they're both huge dudes, and then Kane walks over, and the only thing I could think was, "I'm big too, guys." Because he was just so much shorter than both of them. He was only like an inch or two shorter than the Big Show, but compared to Shaq, it really did. It looked like the angry middle schooler coming up on the two high schoolers. And then half the crowd goes after Shaq, half the crowd goes after Big Show, and they do this scene where Big Show and Shaq somehow push off 9 guys each off of them, like, raw. And then they both promptly were eliminated. But
Yeah.
they did get to eliminate a couple people. They specifically two. They eliminated Fandango and Damian Sandow, both of whom I think should step away from WWE.
Uh, Not yet. I mean, like I said, this was specifically the toilet break match after the Undertaker and between
Okay.
Undertaker and Roman Reigns. You know.
Well, they had the fucking Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yeah, but what red-blooded American guy is going to walk away from the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders?
I was actually pissed that the cheerleaders were there.
Yeah,
Because
but they're
think of
weird.
no. Think about what happened. We had a wonderful technical match for the women's belt, and which is an actual women's championship belt, which was presented by motherfucking Lita, and it's an actual belt, and they're actually gaining respect for the quality of their wrestling. They're not just eye candy, and there's this big push, and out come the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Yeah, but it was in the AT&T dome, the arena, whatever, the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
You can see the Dallas cheerleaders every goddamn day of the week, and it's not like they're gonna call a game for bad weather. It's fucking Dallas.
So you know, I like I said, I used this match to go to the bathroom and make something to eat.
Good,
So
because it was forgettable.
I mean, I got to see the last couple of eliminations, and but you know what the hell is Bo Dallas doing in there?
Actually, you know what? Let's to give a perfect example of why this match was so forgettable. You know that thing I did where I listed off all the names and you gave me the opinions of the ladder match?
Yeah,
Let's do it with this crowd in order of their elimination.
okay,
Fandango,
uh, not bad.
Damian Sandow,
He's on NXT. I don't really know him that well.
Damian Sandow? No, he's not.
He's not.
No, he's been on Raw for a while. He's just at the lower edge of the he's practically a jobber. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I had to bring up his picture to see him. That'll right there. I'll tell you what I think of him. I had to bring his picture up to realize who he was. He's Al Snow Mark II.
Shaq.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was me when he was coming out of the ring. My friends were just saying there, yeah, and he's coming out of the ring. I'm going, what? 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 What the fucking what? Okay, Big Show
Uh, Old.
needs to retire.
Yeah.
Victor,
Who?
he part of one of the most boring tag teams. He's in the Ascension.
Oh. Okay. I know who that is. Yeah.
Victor and Connor. They were good in NXT, but they are not fucking. They're
They.
not main event material.
Um. I think that they really are being booked poorly in WWE. I really do.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Love him.
You know he's still in great shape.
Yeah, especially with all that DDP yoga.
I mean, hell, he's getting other legends back in shape. Connor, who's also of the Ascension, so same opinion.
Yeah.
Tatanka.
That would have been another WTF.
Tatanka.
Yeah, dude, aren't you? I thought you were dead.
I saw him though in this match. He is still in great shape. Like he still looks like a fucking beefy, unstoppable style dude. And they let him do some of his old stuff, and he looked good. 6 feet tall, 250. He was hitting it, even though he's not as huge as some of the guys who were in the ring. Jack Swagger.
Good upper mid card guy.
Every time they give him a push, though, he gets in trouble with drugs.
Yeah, that's the only problem with it.
R-Truth.
So tired of him.
I'm tired of the gimmicks they give to him. I believe he could be a lot better. I think he could be like a primetime guy, but they have just misused him for years. Gold Dust.
My opinion of Goldust has been the same for years. He is gay panic given form.
Kurt Axel.
Uh, Needs better
Thus,
booking.
he does. In fact, he looks just like his dad. Oh my god. Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, I know who he is.
Uh,
You think
Adam. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
you think that they would give the son of a legend like that better? Because the kid's not bad. The kid's actually good. He's just he needs a chance to come out of that shadow, and they're not giving it to him.
Adam Rose.
Who?
Yeah, that's exactly my reaction. He was on NXT. He got moved up to Raw as part of the Exotic Express, interrupting Zeb Coulter and Jack Swagger. They tried to put him in a feud with Jack Swagger because he is Jack Swagger back in 2014 was still really big on his Merca kick, and Adam Rose, whose real name is Roy Lapon, is from South Africa, Johannesburg specifically, and used to wrestle under the name the Radical Mongoose. Heath Slater.
uh he's another one of those guys that I've got to. Oh, he's the Miz with less charisma.
Okay, no. See, people think that, and they think Heath Slater is like, oh, we're supposed to. No, I have figured it out. He is the ultimate jobber. Heath Slater so badly wanted to be on WWE that when he got there and they're like, you're going to be a jobber, he went, I am perfectly fine with that. And he has wholeheartedly embraced his role as jobber. I mean, they gave him his own vignette where legends would come out to just kick the crap out of him. They have let him get such shit. Every time he mouths off, terrible things happen to him. And people love it. And Heath Slater, the crowd loves to hate him. He's wonderful. And he just eats it up. Like, I used to not be big into Heath Slater, and I used to go, he's dumb as shit and he's not really interesting. But he is fucking hilarious because of how much he mouths off. And because he's basically just insane. And he really likes being a jobber. But he now is in the Social Outcasts with Adam Rose and Bo Dallas. Let's see, Tyler Breeze.
He's the show off 2.0.
Yep, very fit. One of those handsome blonde guys that Vince likes so much. Very athletic. Not very
Although
interesting.
although apparently Vince McMahon does not like Tyler Breeze.
He did something to Vince.
Apparently he just doesn't like his look and his gimmick. From what I've said, and yes, I'm the kind of guy who reads the Insider magazines. Apparently he's like, we'll give him a shot on the main roster, but he's like, no, I'm not feeling it, and so he's been sliding down the card ever since.
So he's like the new Dolph Ziggler, right?
Yeah,
Why has Dolph Ziggler been turning into Shawn Michaels?
because they've got another Dolph Ziggler waiting in the wings.
I was going to say this during the ladder match, because I noticed it. Shawn Michaels came out wearing like biker gear with longer, darker hair, did 5 fucking super kicks, and then did sweet chin music, complete with the stomping beforehand and everything. It was sweet chin music.
Like I said, man, it's apparently Ziggler has the charisma that they're looking for, which is why they lean so heavily on him in that upper mid card range that he's in. But until they can get somebody else to take that place, he's going to be kind of trapped there. And I think that
They're setting up Tyler Breeze to take Ziggler's place.
Yeah, I think that's what Tyler Breeze is going to do, and let Dolph Ziggler move to that lower to mid upper card slot to see there. I would not be surprised if by the end of the year Dolph Ziggler got a title run.
Mark Henry.
Needs to retire. Old as shit.
But this was supposed to be his last WrestleMania because he was retiring. Although his wiki has the most hilarious picture. It's him at this like old army memorial and he's pretending to push a tank and the caption is Mark Henry pushing a tank. Because they just believe that about him apparently. But I'm just pissed because he's from Texas and he comes out for the Battle Royal in Texas and gets eliminated that easily. I felt they should have given him the win as just a bon voyage Marky Mark.
Yeah, but the guy that they gave to is a younger guy who might be getting a push. So,
yeah. Speaking of which, next guy, Bo Dallas.
looks very greasy. I would not want to be near him.
Oh my God, he does. It looks like he doesn't need baby oil.
You know, I think the exact opposite. I think he's got too much baby oil. I think he just swims in a vat and puts his trunks on and runs to the ring.
No, that's not baby oil. That's just his natural grease.
I mean, come on, dude, do something. How you know how they got the one guy who's the man gravity forgot Neville.
Yeah.
I'm seriously thinking that Bo Dallas is the man that Friction is after. You know, he's that greasy.
He is just. I wanted to like him, but I can't.
You should like him because he's where New Day got their gimmick.
I got nothing. Darren Young.
You know, I honestly have no opinion of this guy.
He, from what I understand, he was pretty good on the independent circuit. He wrestled for Chaotic Wrestling, the ECWA, the IWF, the National Wrestling Alliance. Like he's been doing the independent circuit since I think 2004, and then he was in the Nexus, and then he was in the Primetime Players with fucking Titus O'Neil, who I love, even though Vince does not like him at all. You dare touch me!
Just saying.
Kane.
I'm gonna be sad to see him go.
I
But
think he needs to go.
But he's what, 48 years old, 50 years old, somewhere in there.
He's 48, yeah.
And he needs to retire while he can still walk.
He is. I hate to say it, Big Red Machine, but your time has passed. Although I do like that he has gone back to the Red Demon outfit and everything.
Yeah, Corporate Kane was a pain in the neck.
Corporate Kane just looked boring as fuck. He looked like someone who did not want to be there.
Although the one thing that I did like about Corporate Kane was it allowed him to use his mic skills to help put over what would otherwise be very boring segments. There was a little vignette that they did when what's his name, the champ that had to vacate because he got injured at the house show.
Seth Rollins.
When they were building up to a feud between Seth Rollins and Kane, and Sting had stolen his statue and had crushed it in a trash truck, and they were having an anonymous complaint had come in about Kane And so they were having this woman shadow Kane around to see how well he did, and he gave Seth Rollins a gift, and it was the head of the statue. And he's like, I thought Sting had destroyed us, and like, oh no, I went to the dump and found it. It's amazing what a determined man can do with a shovel. You know, because and I mean he's leaning closer and closer to Seth, and the last line of the promo is, "That's why I'm handing you your head. You know, of your statue."
uh,
But yeah, I'm gonna be sad to see Kane go. Not as sad as I am when Undertaker retires, but I'm gonna be sad to see Kane go.
and
But
then the winner, Baron Corbin.
I know nothing about Baron Corbin, and I could not give less of a fuck about it.
He used to be a former offensive lineman for the Colts and the Arizona Cardinals. He was a 3-time Golden Gloves champion and a former grappling champion. Isn't the Golden Gloves for like actually fighting?
Boxing, yeah.
What is he doing in wrestling?
I don't know.
Though I do have to say this. He went to Northwestern Missouri State University.
Yes, he did.
So he's billed as being from Kansas City, although he's actually from Lenexa, Kansas, which is kind of a smaller. It's part of the Kansas City metropolitan area, but it's in Kansas, which means it's just a worthless place.
Pretty much.
But yeah, that was just a forgettable match with forgettable people in it, which makes it sad.
Well, to be fair, there was more personality in that match than was in the next match.
Oh, we have to count part of this. The Rock's contractual appearance.
That's what I meant. Because while The Rock is brimming with personality, he was going up against Eric Rowan. God, that's how little I care about the Wyatt family. I can't even keep their fucking names right.
The Wyatt family could be such a good gimmick if they were booked right. Did you see them in their feud with John Cena?
Oh, by the way, we've officially talked about the Wyatt family now longer than this match went on.
Yeah, that match was bullshit, and it just he shows up and rock bottoms him. But I did love that The Rock came out with a flamethrower.
That was cool, yes.
That was hilarious, and the crowd going nuts for him because it's The Rock and he's amusing. But you get Bray Wyatt and The Rock on the microphone with each other, and it's just fun. They're both great, but The Rock is great at that sort of attitude era sarcastic mic work, and Bray Wyatt cuts dark atmospheric promos. So I don't think they played off of each other as well as they could have.
I don't know if Bray Wyatt is so good at dark atmospheric promos as he is just letting his brain wander around in a goth graveyard.
I'm telling you, the feud between the Wyatt family and Cena, if you didn't see it, at one point he had a group of children wearing goat masks.
Yeah, I remember that.
And what fucking song were they singing?
I don't remember. I just remember being creeped the fuck out by the kids in the sheep masks.
He's got the whole world in his hands. That was beautiful. That was fucking magic.
But
to have the fucking Wyatt family, who they're over, people like the Wyatt family, and having them fucking job to The Rock and Super Cena.
I could care less about the Wyatt family. I mean, for crying out loud, Mo, they're a hillbilly cult that steals people.
Yes. One of their vignettes was like a sort of MTV Crib style thing, except there were like people chanting in rooms and flagellating themselves and shit. It was beautiful.
Anyway, let's get to the main event because there's so much wrong with this match.
First off, Stephanie McMahon, you have children.
Yeah, the outfit has I've seen women in WWE wear worse. I've seen Stephanie wear worse, but hun, it is time to put away the thigh high boots. Keep them in the closet for when you and Paul want to play around, but no, not in public, not anymore. Although it does give new meaning to bow down to the game.
Actually, it was a remarkably subdued entrance for Triple H this year.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
It was positively passive compared to some of his older entrances.
The company's been losing money. They could not afford a Harrier jet to lower him from the arena ceiling, or some massive set piece to roll on tank treads down to the ring, or Lemmy just recently passed away, so they could not get Motorhead to play him into the ring. I mean, Jesus Christ. And it would have cost too much to split the dome and have him fly down from the moon,
But it was a very subdued entrance, and Triple H is just starting to look more and more like someone's angry dad.
That's because he is someone's angry dad. although
And then Roman Reigns comes out to a cascade of boos.
there is something amusing about Triple H's current position in the company that I think of every time I hear this.
Do tell.
One of the reasons that he left WCW, because he was temporarily in WCW, was the fact that they were not going to put over the younger guys.
Yeah, and he was wrestling as terrorizing.
Yes. And they cared so little that that's actually had several spellings. Seriously, there was TERRARYZING. Then there was terror, as in the word terror, and rising, as in rising. And then there was TERRARARISIN. So literally, he had 3 different spellings for that name in WCW.
People be crazy.
They could not give a fuck.
You're going to say about his position in the company.
No, he left because he felt that they were not going to put over the young guys. And now at 46 years old, he comes into WrestleMania as the champion.
And he's sure as hell not going to put over the young guys. But let's get back to the important part of this match, which is Roman Reigns could get booed saving kittens from a blender.
Yeah, I was now I haven't seen Raw tonight. I'm kind of hoping that Roman Reigns is going to end up turning heel now that he's the champion, but I don't really.
He's not a face.
Well, the thing is that they're trying to make him a John Cena style face.
He's Vince's special project.
But the thing is that John Cena is very quick. He's very well spoken, and he has charisma. That's why the little kids like him. That's why the casual fans like him. Roman Reigns, while he does not, I don't know if he's as quick witted. He's not given the same chances that Cena was to find his own voice. And the way they've got things scripted now, you can tell that he's nervous about forgetting them. So a lot of the times they just have him stand there and smile as he's being insulted.
Which doesn't help him look bright.
I'm going to admit something to you that's probably going to ruin our friendship.
What's that?
But I like Roman Reigns, but I
You
like
fucking
him.
monster.
I like him more for what he represents than what he actually is.
What do you think he represents?
He has the potential to be one of those guys who can. He's got a potential to be another Rock. If they let him turn heel and let him vent his frustration, I honestly believe that he's got it in him to build to that same kind of persona as a heel where they are forced to turn him into an arrogant baby face.
But Vince doesn't want him to be a heel.
But at, they got to do something because he's getting boos, and you can't have your top baby face get booed like that.
He did get one pop.
Yeah, that was the best pop of the night.
There was one time in that entire thing. Like I said, Roman Reigns came out to the fight. He got booed coming up to the ring. He got booed when the match started. He got booed for everything he did except one thing. He speared Stephanie McMahon. And it was beautiful.
And it's on YouTube. I suggest you go watch it 20 or 30 times. It is amazing.
It was magical. It woke me up as a human being. I was so happy.
I felt like I was undergoing puberty again, but in a much better way.
It was probably the best bump of the night. I don't like Shane McMahon jumping off the Hell in the Cell. That was brave. Spearing Stephanie McMahon was just wonderful. I would pay to watch WrestleMania where it was just Stephanie McMahon getting the shit kicked out of her for 2 hours.
Oh, and Mo and I discussed this before. In this new PG friendly era, you cannot have male on female violence. A man cannot hit a woman. A woman can hit a man, but a man cannot hit a woman. So a lot of the time, Stephanie McMahon will come out and just chew
Get away
somebody
with
up,
the shit, yeah.
chew somebody up one side and down the other, and there's never any consequence for her. So to see her get speared for basically for interfering in the match, although it was made clear that it was an accidental spearing. Her husband kind of dove out of the way and left her there to take the spear. Although I got a feeling that it's not the first time that Triple H has dove out of the way and let somebody else spear his wife. Um, but it was just nice to see her get some sort of comeuppance in a match of any kind. She doesn't get in there with the divas to get the crap kicked out of her. She doesn't get, she doesn't mix it up
weird.
with
Even Vicky Guerrero got in the fucking ring with the divas.
it's just nice to see there be some sort of, I mean, the worst she gets is a dressing down occasionally, and every so often somebody beats the crap out of her husband.
So to actually see her directly have something bad happen to her was magical.
But other than that, I could not give a damn about this match. Like I said, I like Triple H. I like Roman Reigns, but I don't want Roman to be champion.
They put on a good match. Him spearing Roman spearing Triple H through the barrier was a great bump.
Yeah.
And if it was anybody else wrestling, if it was The Miz versus Zack Ryder, it would have been a much better match. But I cannot bring myself to care about Roman Reigns as he is now.
Roman Reigns right now is where Kevin Nash was as Diesel. He's got a very limited skill set. You used to talk about Kevin Nash being the 5 moves of doom.
When he wasn't tearing his quad.
Well, no, this was when he was younger and he didn't have to worry about that yet.
Ben still holds the record. Both quads torn getting into the ring.
He needs somebody older, somebody with more experience to help him develop some different offense. But you know what? If he was over, because Kevin Nash was over, so people didn't care about the 5 moves of doom.
Oh yeah.
He needs a little bit more polish and a little bit diverse move set.
You know who they should send Roman to train with?
Who's that?
DDP.
You think some DDP yoga would help him out?
I think getting a because DDP could help him find a finisher.
Yeah.
Also, I think it would help him to have a legend like DDP come out and be like, he started as the Shield, he was an outsider, now he's under my wing. Guess what? He's still an outsider. Fuck all y'all. Roman Reigns, fucking get him. Roman Reigns comes up and does some weird version of the Diamond Cutter. Since they're apparently just letting this new generation inherit all of the Legends' moves.
They, like I said, I've got the feeling that he's got it in him to be great, but he's going to have to be a heel first.
Yeah. But it's just everything after the Divas match, I was just not happy about.
I didn't have a problem with the Hell in the Cell match. I wish that Shane had won, but like I said, I marked too hard for Undertaker to.
Yeah, you can't boo the Undertaker.
You know,
but Shane should have won.
I couldn't have given it less of a crap about the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy, which is sad because I love Andre, but this kind of feels like they're just dragging his name out for pop.
Yeah.
At
the end, fucking Baron Corbin grabbed Andre's leg on the statue, on the fucking trophy.
Yeah, I saw that, and then did the pose next to it. You know,
I was looking at it, like everybody I was watching it with went, "You smarmy little shit! Don't even compare yourself to him."
I didn't think that The Rock was going to fight anybody, so I wasn't expecting that 6-second match.
I was gonna say he didn't fight anybody.
He
rock bottomed somebody. He didn't fight anybody.
And then I knew Roman Reigns was going to win going into this match. So there was no surprise there. The surprise was the fact that it took 27 minutes for this match to be over. That was the surprise. I kind of felt that Roman Reigns was going to walk down to the ring and just lay down.
No, I knew they couldn't do that. Since, like I said, Vince has made him the special project, so he had to do it. He had to, even if it blew him more than ever.
So now he's going to be the champion, and hopefully they're going to realize that he needs to be a heel champion. If nothing else, just to set up for when what's his name comes back. It's a little I cared about the old champion. I can't even remember his friggin' name.
Triple H was the old. Here, wait, Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins, yeah.
Seth Rollins was doing good before he got hurt, but he got hurt bad, and that sidelined him for fucking ever.
So, I just hope that they're able to recover and that they're careful and.
Oh, you know they won't be. I mean, they've lost so much money. They're like wrestlers, or they're like boxers drunkenly stumbling from one end of the ring to the next.
Well, what they need to do is they need to dedicate some more time to the women. Honestly, they need to cut that third hour out of Raw.
I will agree to that.
And they need to stop having these guys do these big bumps so that they are shortening their careers, because their roster just can't take any another big name injury at this point.
Yeah, well, they've taken so much damage to the roster that they did not hype up this WrestleMania. And which I think is kind of didn't go well because it did good. It was not a bad WrestleMania. There were bad parts in it, but overall, like I said, I rate this as a firm C. I would watch it again, although I'm not like insanely for it.
Yeah, it's not like the Mankind Hell in a Cell where Undertaker tossed him off the ring.
The problem is, the first time that happens, it's amazing. The second time that happens, it's a callback. The fourth time it happens, you're just not surprised anymore. I knew
It's
as soon as that cell lowered that he was going to be jumping off the top of it.
I knew it too. Um, there are a lot of there have been a lot of really bad WrestleManias. There's been a lot of really good ones, and I would say that this is more on the good end than the meh. Like I said, of course, it's being elevated by the fact that they've gotten rid of the Divas division and it's now the women's division, and Stephanie McMahon getting speared by Roman Reigns. I think the two of those together, plus a solid match from the women to show that, hey, we can stand with the guys, was enough to elevate it to a B minus.
So that's our take on WrestleMania 32. Do you disagree? Tell us in the comments. Do you agree? Tell us in the comments. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe. We're here. We're making more videos. We're putting out more content because we love you, the people. So make sure to give us that love back.
So, for this impromptu stream, I'm House.
I am weighing in at 300 pounds. Mo!
We'll catch you all later.
Do, 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 do.